We're going to talk about youth sports today. But as part of that, the Bengals are now AFC North champs. That's where I was today. That's why I have the orange and gray sweater. Not quite what everybody else.
Hey, you know, I honestly think that the scrutiny of having that TV show this season, Hard Knocks, being filmed, I think that's what brought the Bengals up.
I never saw it.
They've been shooting it all season long.
Well, you know,
HBO series.
They did have a ceremony for the Messiah Warrior today, Chris Henry. Well, that's another topic. We'll get into it sometime.
Don't jump in the back of a pickup truck when your fiance's ticked at you.
All right, I have a fiance. Anyway, that's another story. But youth sports. You like to talk about youth sports. I was really, very little involved in youth sports.
Wait a second. You played football in high school.
Well, but that was not youth sports, was it? I consider youth sports like this, taking your kid 2,000 miles and having him play soccer every day, which is what it has evolved into.
No. There's still recreation leagues. There's, where I was growing up, we had Trispeaker for baseball.
Yeah, KABC.
And you have Pop Warner football.
And and I think those are good things. But I was not in baseball or any of those things. I was down at the creek playing.
The creek?
Yes, the creek. Or the crick.
The crick.
Yeah.
We're not talking about Beaver Creek.
I was catching. Well, it was the unnamed tributary of the Little Beaver Creek.
This is how you became a geologist. Huh?
Well, this is one of the. I think it might have been because I had poor hand-eye coordination because they didn't have glasses because we couldn't afford them because we didn't have GM insurance. But that's another topic for another day.
But youth sports doesn't have to be travel teams and everything else. It does have to be something that's community-based.
Well, do you think we have a lack of it? It was why you...
I think Kettering has a great program. I think Dayton has, none.
Really?
City of Dayton is seriously lacking in youth sports.
That's right. They don't have any. I mean, I never saw... you're right. I never saw a youth team from Dayton. I went to watch them. I never saw a youth team come to play KABC or EKRC, East Kettering Record.
Well... There are leagues. There are like the Pinewood Plaza, the Pinewood Park baseball league. The city tried to charge $50 per field per day, things like that. But Pinewood Park was is organized by parents. We have cut our parks and recreation programs year in, year out, and then we wonder why we have gangs.
Well, do we have a lack of maybe? Emphasis from parents? I mean, most people would say that's what the problem is, parents. I mean, you hear that comment.
You hear that comment, but the reality is we destroyed our neighborhoods when we instituted busing.
Oh.
And the cohesiveness of, those types of programs come from, good neighborhood programs.
Well, being a good neighbor, I think, you can go back to Bowling Alone. I think there was a book called Bowling Alone. If you really get back to it, it might have been everybody watching TV instead of sitting out on the front porch. Right. So it was a gradual...
But again, we don't have the activity level. You go to Delco Park any day during the fall, and there's, literally tens of hundreds
but those are interested
of
parents,
kids out there and parents, and things are happening. They have the facility. It's well kept. It's done. Dayton has cut back on all those. You go through most of the parks, you look down here at the end of the street, and we're lucky to get the ball field growing.
Well, there's no way to... But my question to you is, what's the point? What's your point?
My point is that instead of investing in corporations, picking one company or another, we could be involved in programs for the people. We could make sure that the parks are being used and the recreation plans are there and that the kids are getting involved and work together with the schools, and then we'd have less problems further on. And I think employers would be more likely to locate here and employ people and have them move here if there are these types of programs.
Personally, I get it, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Now, safety, if you want to have safe neighborhoods, you got to have the people know each other. If you want to have safe communities, you got to have things for the kids to do so they don't go and do the things that they shouldn't be doing.
Well, I don't disagree with that, but I don't think there's a... We
don't have to disagree, Greg.
Well, I don't know, but I'm going to disagree that that's what we put the emphasis on. We can obviously figure out... It's like the forest and the trees. If you have a consolidation of people, if you have enough people and you don't have any empty spaces, they're naturally going to come together and you have enough kids and you get the thing rolling. If you look at Kettering, like I say,
right,
when people stay in one spot, they don't turn over. You have
Right.
to expand schools and consolidate schools. So you have to have a driver.
But the schools in Kettering are neighborhood schools. Key
For the
difference.
most part.
For the most part. So,
But that's all Kettering is.
hey, Kettering is doing better in terms of perception and and everything else than Dayton is.
Oh,
They're still able to land major businesses moving out there.
Absolutely.
Right. So we have to do something different, and I think youth sports is a good place to start. Better than handing off $125,000 to this company or $100,000 to this company or all these companies.
We're losing millions of dollars in revenue
Yeah.
because we have a bold new initiative in the region.
All right. That's enough for today. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Jeez, I couldn't believe that headline.